Yo. What is up, brothers? What is up? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for yet another Future Classic live stream. Special announcement first, okay? So, we start the Python course tomorrow on Sunday, all right? So, the deadline to join will be at the end of the stream, okay? So, how long this stream goes for will be the deadline. When the stream ends, no one can join a Python course. Okay, so we may go for an hour, 30 minutes. So make sure you join quickly, or else no one's coming in. Okay. Aside from that, Japan, how's my audio, bro? Is it good?
Oh, it was good.
Awesome, bro. Awesome, brothers. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Press a one in the live stream chat. A few more announcements. Join the Patreon for intel on foreign women, etc., etc. There's one on Kuwait on the Patreon, but from a different brother. So check that out. Okay. Aside from that, book your IT consultation with me for IT advice and IT guidance. Make sure you cop a merch, hoodie, a t-shirt. Support the channel throughout tonight. Here a super chat, here a PayPal donation. I'm putting in work for you, brothers, so far this year. So please support the movement and the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let's get straight into it, man. Japan, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome, brother. Good to hear from you, brother. Japan. So in this stream, we're going to speak about Kuwait, brother. Okay, and you have a lot to say about Kuwait. But before we do so, bro, right? Tell me about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and anything interesting about you, bro.
Um, from New York, from Brooklyn, New York. Uh, I live in Florida, South Florida. I used to do promoting. I do event planning as well. Um, what else? What else you ask for?
Anything interesting about you, bro? Are you an anime dude? Are you a manga dude? Are you do you have some interest in
I'm
Japan?
a I'm an old school anime dude, but I try to chip in, try to get into anime every now and then. Um, that's where my name really came from, Japan. So that's it right there.
Awesome, bro. So tell me, I have interest here. What's your top five anime series ever?
That's easy. Top five, I would say my number one is Akira. Number two is Ninja Scroll. Uh everybody says Dragon Ball Z, but I won't say that. Three is oh Psycho. What's that new
Psychopaths.
thing? Not that one. The dude with the teacher. The teacher, he thought he had some kind of ability to not get hurt. This is a new one. It's not that new, but it's fairly new. Like in
Mhm.
2008, 2012. Short uh, student. He had like psycho powers and I forgot what they call it.
I can't
But
remember,
anyway,
bro.
maybe the chat knows. I don't know. Maybe the chat
Okay.
knows. It's a three, and let me see. Another one. This is an old school one. Aco. I think it's Aco versus Project. And number four. Let me see. That's four. Five. I'm trying to think about what other I liked. I think that's it, man. That's four, right? That's four.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's four. Shit. I choose a random one. Let me see. Um, Sword. The Sword Art Online.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, yeah, I know that one. For very
Cause
old
it has a
school.
good. It has a good story. It has a good storyline. See, the reason why I like uh that one, like I checked that one, the last one, because when I when I first seen it, I was like, this looks garbage. It's boring. And I seen it, and I'm like, yo, this is a really good storyline. Really, really good storyline. Part two was trash, but part one was good.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So let's get straight into it, Japan. So Kuwait, brother. Um, brother, so tell me about Kuwait. Why go there in the first place, brother? What is it about Kuwait that's attractive? We want to know about Kuwait in general, brother. What's special about it?
I'll say Kuwait is a very beautiful country. I came here in 2000 and was it 2005 first. I deployed. I was in the military for 9 years. I deployed here, came here for about a few months, and then went to Iraq. But I would say as I came back, um, it's grown immensely. Fun fact about Kuwait: Kuwait was actually like number one in everything, like number one place to go to tourism before Dubai, before Abu Dhabi, any of those places. And what happened was the war, I guess, held it back with the Saddam situation. And so, they had a situation with Saddam, and America came in and, broke with some deals. And now Kuwait is getting back on track. Um, why I came here? I came here just for, like, I guess, to see what's going on overseas. I was supposed to be over here back in 2016, but someone had took my slot, so I ended up just staying back in the states. Usually, people come over here from America because you're on contract with different companies, oil companies, IT companies. Basically, those two main two, or engineering companies. So um, logistics as well. Uh, so if you're American over here, I mean, you fall into one of those two or one of those four. Maybe a couple of low level stuff like mailroom clerks and things like that. Um, ask your question. Any more questions?
All right. Yeah, definitely, bro, definitely. So, brother, so side question here, right? Iraq. Are the women in Iraq checking for brothers out of interest? Out of interest, I
I'll
have to
s-
ask, brother.
I'll tell you from a military perspective, yes
Okay.
and no. Yes, because you're American, of course. You got an American passport, and they see the American, they go, American, American, and yeah, that's I mean that's during wartime. Now I don't know about now, so I won't speak on it. As far as back then, yes. Now I don't know. Maybe I don't know. There's a lot of videos going around now with the Iraqi women dancing and the little parties and stuff like that, but that's their little private stuff. So I won't tell brothers or anybody to go over there and look for that because it's still potentially a high risk area. So I'd say to stay out of the country if you're not going there for official reasons.
Okay, thank you, bro. It may be possible for us to assume in the future about your time in Iraq as a veteran there,
Right,
etc.,
right.
etc. So, brother, now next question for you, right, is accommodation. So, in Kuwait, right, um, tell me how accommodation works, right? Are you staying in a flat, in a house? Is it expensive, to rent out there, brother? Break it down for me, or buy.
I mean, so usually if you coming through in a American company, American, they usually have, like, pay for accommodation. And if you want, is your option if you want to go get you an apartment, get you a flat, or get you, if you're married, get a house. Um, Most houses, I believe, are only for married couples. So I won't speak on if you're single. I don't think so. I think they changed the laws on that. So you got to get married if you want to get a house. Uh if you're single, there's flats for single Americans and stuff like that. When they're online, if you go online, you look for a flat or you look for, like, a place for yourself. Most if the what they call the landlord or the realtor is smart, they'll say apartments for Americans. American style, like where I'm staying at right now, like American style. I'm staying in a duplex, so it's like an American style duplex, American style apartments. Depends on the area you live in. Depends on the city. There's different small sub cities, of course, within the major city. Kuwait City is the main city, which is not too far from Samia. Samia, which is also the oldest city in Kuwait. I think it's like 16th century type city. So here is, to me, Samia is like, I'll compare it to a New York City, literally. New York City's cars, cabs everywhere, hustling, bustling, honking, people walking up and down, shopping areas, things like that.
Interesting. So, brother, so you're not in Kuwait City. You're in a different city in Kuwait.
I'm not too far from Kuwait City. I'm in a city called Salmi. I can
Okay,
say
interesting.
that because you
Mm.
can't come look for me. Nah, let me try
Okay,
your
so
best. You
brother,
can't get in Wyoming.
so brother, now, so in your time in Kuwait so far, right? From your observations, who actually runs the country of Kuwait? Who's in power there? Is it Kuwaiti people, or do you find there's a lot of Americans that run the show there? Is it a particular race? Who's in power there, bro?
um. Okay. This is like it's an easy question, but it's multi-layered. So Kuwait Kuwait power comes from a constitutional monarchy. So the Kuwait monarch is the Al Sabah ruling family, which is the family that runs everything. Everything goes through that government. They select, I believe they select um uh the constituents that are in place in different areas of the government. Um I don't know how many of the family are there, but I know they are the ones in power. The emir is Al Ahmad Al Jabbar and Al Ahmad Al Jabbar Al Sabah, and the prince is Al Khalid Al Sabah. So just like
Okay,
any other country,
awesome.
yeah. So that's what it is. Its family is really they about business, law, what I'm saying, education, security, healthcare, things like that. Um, it's not too far off from the US, but again, you have that family that's in power. So you have the king, you have the prince.
So, brother, you say it's a very patriarchal society. Men run that country.
They run it, totally run it. No doubt about it.
Great,
No doubt about it. I guarantee
great
you.
to
As a matter of fact, let me add a little something too. Matter of fact, we're gonna continue. I'm gonna tell you some more about it, but go ahead. What's the next question?
brother. Do you want to speak on it, bro? If you want to, again, you're the interviewer, brother. We want to hear the intel from
No,
you.
I was gonna go in and say they basically um it's funny because what Trump is doing is what's here. So it's funny when I looked at like, oh, Trump is gonna do this with the immigrants, and they're doing that here already. We're like 10 years ahead of Trump. All Trump is doing is copy and pasting. If you want to know what's going on with the USA in the next 5 years, look at Kuwait. That's all I gotta tell you.
So, but you're telling me that in Kuwait, a lot of immigrants are being deported, right? They want it to be a Kuwait-centric country by people and by culture. Is that what you're saying, bro?
So, okay, and I think you asked a question earlier about who's in power, who's the main people of Kuwait. So Kuwait is for Kuwaitis. The Kuwait Emir makes sure that his people are first, no matter what.
Mm.
If you look at the old Trump interview, there's an interview and he says, "Why aren't we living like Kuwaitis?" He literally says that. He says, "Why aren't we living like Kuwaitis, like kings and queens?" If you come to Kuwait and you walk through, let's say the mall, like even the smallest mall to the biggest mall, you will see Kuwaitis, and you might be this kind of excites me and it's kind of troubling at the same time. You will see the Kuwaitis, they're very distinguished. So of course they're covered. Some will have some are modernized, some are not. They have the habayas on, the burqas on, and stuff like that, and um, um, they have family. They're very family oriented people here, and you can distinguish them by skin color. And so I was taught that the real Kuwaitis are like this, right? And so when they told me that they look like that, I started looking around, started noticing the difference. They walk like this with their nose in the clouds. Can't tell nothing, right? They are Kuwaiti. Um, uh, and then of course you have the lighter Kuwaitis and so forth. But the real ones, or let me not say the real ones. The original ones are. You get me?
Great breakdown there. Interesting. Okay. So now, brother, so with all that happening, right? You are a Western black man, right, in Kuwait, right? So I want to know, how are Western black men treated there by the people, right? So I want to know, the experience of a black American man, right, in Kuwaiti when it comes to treatment. How did they treat you, bro?
To be honest with you, uh, me personally, someone from personal, I haven't. I think the hospitality is good as far as when you go to restaurants. Of course, they try to do their best to serve you personally out in public. No one bothers you. It's pretty peaceful here. It's really peaceful. Yeah, you're gonna have your crime once in the blue, but it's really peaceful here. As far as a black black guy, no one bothers you unless you bother someone. Just respect, just go by the laws, follow the laws, respect the people, respect the country and its laws and its people, and you'll be all right. I don't think it's by skin color though, and that's why I said it's a good it's kind of it's a kind of weird thing because coming from America, or the Western, the Western Hemisphere, you know, sometimes the skin color, right? Skin color, you're either lower than someone else. Here it's more like class. So there's a lot of Indians here, a lot of Filipinos here, a lot of Jordanian people. You got a lot of Bangladesh, Pakistani, what do you call those people? Nepal, Indonesian, um, and every race or ethnicity has different class. So, as an American, I think we're the only ones that there's no real class because we come through here but with American companies. Unless you come here as a tourist and you're here for official reasons, then I mean that's very rare. But I'm pretty sure there's people here like that. But as far as I know, most of the Americans that I know come through American company. Um, and there's no class there. So they don't really. I don't think they bother you. It's cool, pretty cool. But the class is a different reason. Different. I mean, sorry, different. Different. A whole different story.
So, brother, break down the hierarchy there. So, I know for a fact it will be Kuwaiti people first and foremost. Okay. Now, second of all, would you say it's American people, and it doesn't matter what race you are, as long as you're American, you get treated well. You can be Black American, you can be White American, Asian American. You basically, America comes first before your race, and that comes second in the hierarchy. And then obviously at the bottom is Indians, Filipinos, etc., etc. Is that how it works there, bro?
I want to say no, but I want to say yes.
Okay.
Um. So from what I heard from the older heads that's been here before, there's some people as Americans that actually as Americans that's been here for over 20 years. Believe it or not, 20 years, 25 years. Some guys 13 years, 16 years, and you ask them like, why you stay here? Peaceful. It's easier life, cheaper way of living. It just makes more sense to be here, especially if they have family. They move their families here. I know one guy. He's around in his late 30s as well, or I think mid 30s. He moved his wife here. He's a black guy, American guy, as a matter of fact, American. His wife is also American, and he moved his wife and his kids here. Um, and I work alongside him, so I mean, as you know, it's dope. I mean, as far as the Americans, I would say, will fall under Kuwaitis. And I say that because of not only class, but also finances. You might have a couple of millionaire Americans here, and most Kuwaitis earn a lot of money monthly. Um, you could probably look it up. I don't know if you're gonna find it, but they get paid by the government monthly. And of course, Americans work and we get paid for our work, but we get paid above what everyone else gets paid. I think besides the pay, most of the Kuwaitis respect Americans because of what they did with the war. the whole Saddam situation, and whatever contracts they brokered after that. But yeah, we're up there, just not up there.
Interesting. So, so next question for you, right, Mr. Chan, is so as passport bros, right, we're looking at business opportunities and investment opportunities. So, in Kuwait, from what you've seen so far, are there any opportunities for business and investments that passport bros can take advantage of?
No.
Mm,
No. The only thing you can do if you want to come here as an American person or a passport bro, um, I would say for a passport bro or passport or whatever, if you do IT, for example, which I was looking into a while back, and I didn't do it because I was too occupied with my event, and I used to travel in the states back and forth driving. I used to drive trucks and fly at the same time. So I would fly from East Coast to the West Coast, drive midway, fly this way, fly back that way, drive this way. So I used to do a lot of traveling with a company that paid me very well, paid for my hotels, everything. So I didn't have time to really sit down and do IT. But if you are doing IT and you want to come to Kuwait just to let's say for a year contract, there's companies out there. I'm not going to promote the companies, but uh, if you want to know about the companies, you can email me personally, or you could go on my Instagram, hit me up. You can go through that company and you can apply, and you get either IT job. I think those are hot right now, really hot, and they pay very well. Some pay mid, but most of them pay well. If you're up there, you know what you're doing, cybersecurity and things like that. Um, but I'm looking at it like, why would I go to Kuwait when I could go to Dubai? Or why would I go
mm.
to Kuwait when I could go to Saudi or Oman or Bahrain or Qatar or Abu Dhabi? And I'm naming these other places because it's open for business, and it's not open for business, but also more open country as welcoming tourists. Kuwait is still trying to open up, but they're being very cautious. I look at Kuwait as like a second America. They do everything last, but now they have. If you go online, everything I'm talking about is online. By the way, is not top secret or nothing like that. But if you go online, check out the Kuwait government and what they're talking about, how they're going to bolster Kuwait and add all this technology and increase tourism in the next 5 to 10 years. They have a lot of plans, and I believe that they'll be up there with Dubai soon as far as tourism.
Wow, brother, great breakdown there, bro. Great breakdown there. So now, next question for you, right? So you're saying that why would you go Kuwait where there's Dubai, right? So now I think there's two parts to this question. Would you say Dubai is more for a single man and Kuwait is more for a family man? You want to have a family, you want to raise your family there. It's better to do in Kuwait than Dubai. If you're a single man, go Dubai. Is that a fair statement?
If you're a single man, I would say go to Dubai.
Mm,
If you a family man and you want to check out a better life for your family, to raise your family, or to raise your kids and to have a family, I would say you can check out Kuwait. But if you're looking for a citizenship, Kuwait is probably not the best option. But I mean, again, you can still live here, but you won't be. Remember, you're not first. Kuwait people first. It's not. It's very hard to get your citizenship here. It takes years and years. I'm not sure exactly how long. I've heard stories like almost like 20 years and things like that. 30 years. Who knows? I'm just saying what I heard, not what it is. But it takes a while to get your stuff here. To if you move here and you work through a company, of course you're gonna have let me see. You can move your family here. You can move your wife, your wife, not girlfriend, your wife here, along with your kids here, and definitely it'd be dope. I heard the education for the kids are a little pricey, but I mean, I see. I think it's still a balance because the cost of living is low here. So you'll be fine as far as like getting groceries and things like that.
Wow, incredible, incredible, brother. So but you mentioned don't bring your girlfriend over. So actually, so basically, brother, in terms of culture, Kuwait culture is very conservative, not liberal. Girlfriends, it's not flying. You must be married to her. Is that what you're saying, bro?
Yeah, I wouldn't advise you to bring your girlfriend here. You can't get a hotel unless you're married. If you're single, I don't think you'd be able to get a hotel. Maybe there's some you could probably get. I don't know them personally, but you can look it up. I don't think it's even worth looking it up because the laws are so strict with that. All right, so it's better if you're married. Things will go a lot smoother and you have a lot less headache.
Interesting. So, brother, between being conservative and liberal, what kind of culture does Kuwait lean more towards to? And tell me why it's that way when it comes to culture.
I think I'm more conservative. I think. I mean, remember, it's an Islamic country, state country, I think, a city country, like to call it, because It's small, and it holds a nice, tough spot in the Middle East. Um, you said why it's like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Islamic.
Why is
It's
conservative?
Islamic. It's
Mhm.
Islamic. I say it's Islamic State. So, I mean, uh, yes, you have, you know, some liberal stuff, and it leans both ways, but I would say more is conservative and more modest and things like that. Um, that's all I have for that answer for that question.
Amazing, amazing breakdown, brother. So next question for you, Japan, right? Is now in terms of Kuwaiti people. So I want to know more about them. So you're living amongst them right now. So on
Right.
average, right? So let's go on averages, right? On average,
Mhm.
are Kuwaiti people kind or are they harsh people? Are they extroverts? Are they introverts? What's the average personality type of a Kuwaiti person?
I'll say the averages are they're pretty fair, nice people. Um, they're not mean. I mean, also I've heard stories, of course. You're gonna get stories left and right, but overall, they're pretty decent people. I would say to themselves, they keep to themselves. Although this is a surveillance state, so there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. Everywhere you go is gonna be cameras. Um, I guess that's just to keep people in line, make sure that laws are not being broken. Um, Overall, with the Kuwaiti people, they speak English. I'll say 80% English, although some would rather speak Arabic, of course. But I think the younger Kuwaitis are more modernized. So the average age in Kuwait is between, I believe, 24 and 38, I believe. In the mid 30s, right? 38. So they're a very young, populace here. And another important fact is that Kuwaitis are also about 37% of the population here. You have like 60 something percent expats, which including myself. So you know, there are not many of them here, but they're there. Most of them live in their own little special places. Live around. If you see a big house, which likely is a Kuwaiti, or it might be a Jordanian that's been here for a long time. But yeah, they're pretty good people. They're pretty decent people. I haven't had any complaints at all, even personally.
Wow, awesome, awesome, bro. So next question for you now, right? So being there in Kuwait, how do you meet people and make friends there? How are you doing it, brother? And what's your advice to brothers who may want to move there? How do you meet people and make friends there?
So Kuwaitis are basically is it's a place that has a lot of coffee, hookah lounges, restaurants. You have like Thai restaurants, you have um, Filipino restaurants, you have a couple of Americanized restaurants that surround town. So I guess if you want to go out into the city and you want to meet somebody, you go out there and to those restaurants, especially the high end ones, and most likely you'll meet some because you're American. You stick out like a sore thumb. Someone's gonna come and say, "Hey, I love Americans, and like I love Americans. You guys are good. Like you're very, they'll compliment you and they'll ask you questions like, where you from? How long you been here? Do you love Kuwait? They'll even tell you how what they think about their own country. Some I've met a couple of Kuwaitis that even visited America. I met the first guy I met here. He's an engineer. He's a Kuwaiti guy. He studied in America, and I believe he told me in Washington, in Seattle. He went to school in Seattle, and then he flew back to Kuwait. When he flew back to Kuwait, his son became of age, and he sent his son abroad also to go do engineering. I believe most the Kuwait put their people in how you say it in management roles, director roles, CEO roles, and things like that, and prepare their people for roles like this. And they send them to school, pay for the school, bring them back. Parents pay for the school, bring them back, things like that. They learn English while they're here, and they go abroad, of course. Um, I think I went off on a rant a little bit.
No,
Yeah.
carry on,
What's the
bro.
question again?
So
Yeah,
I asked you,
question again.
how do you make friends and meet people?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I met that guy. Then I met the second guy was another engineer. I seem to meet a lot of engineers out here. The third guy I met
Sorry, brother.
him at a
Robert, do you meet them at sorry? Do you meet them at work or do you mean
yeah. I'm
like
gonna say right
social
now.
events?
Yeah.
Go on, bro.
So basically, the first guy I met him at a restaurant where I used to stay at. The second guy I met him out and about, like, we was on the same line getting some stuff in the mall, and we was just talking about, hey, where you from? Blah blah blah. The third guy I met him at what's it called? A racing track. If you go on my Instagram, I'm on a racing track, and I met a Kuwaiti guy. He was there with his wife, and he was, he's from he works, I think, at an oil field, I believe. Um, and if I guess if you meet anybody else, it'll be at a hookah lounge, it'll be at a restaurant, most likely it'll be at a coffee restaurant, whatever. Um, and again, they'll come talk to you, or you might see somebody and say, "Hey, ask them a question," and they'll talk to you. They know English, you'll know, because they'll definitely start speaking to you in English.
Okay, but do you have any like Kuwaiti friends? And
I have.
you know, go on.
Go ahead. Sorry.
How'd you meet them? And how'd you meet your Kuwaiti friends? Are they mostly male or mostly female? Were you meeting them? Break it down for us.
As far as the how you said how much the Kuwaiti friend, I have one guy that I know that I stay in contact with is a Kuwaiti. We met up once, of course. We haven't met yet again, but because of our schedules, it's not easy just to meet somebody just like you back in the States or somewhere else, because most people here work 6 days a week. You get one day off. Um, some people, of course, they get two. It depends on what field you're working in. Um, that's really it. As far as the Kuwaiti woman, I would say is to me, to me personally, is not my cup of tea. But you can meet them, but it's not promised to stay in contact with them. I would say it's up to you if you want to, and you'll know if they'll want to stay in contact with you because they'll initiate a conversation.
Oh, okay. So, brother, when you say most people there work 6 days a week, are you referring to expats there or Kuwaiti, or everyone works 6 days a week in Kuwait?
Everyone besides Kuwaitis. Kuwaitis work if they want to work. They work for fun. Most of them are in management positions, or they're business owners, or they have money in their family and they don't have to work. The government pays them and things like that. But as far as mostly everyone works here. If you're not Kuwaiti, you're working.
6 days a week. So, brother, what days are you normally off? Can you pick what days you're off, or
You can
is
pick what
everyone
days
off
you
on Saturdays?
No, everyone has a day they could pick. If you could pick whatever day you're off, if it falls within, if they might give you like, hey, you could take off these 4 days. I mean, between these 4 days, pick one. The holidays are not many holidays here, but you can work a holiday if you want to, or you don't have to. And if you do work a holiday, you get a day extra day off. Depends on where you're working again. So it's not a promise to even have 2 days off. But if you do have 2 days off, that's good.
Okay, awesome, bro. So, brother, next question for you, right, is so, brother, tell me about transportation. So, how does one move around out there in, in Kuwait? Is it Uber, train, bus? Break it down for us, bro.
They have a company called Kareem, like Kareem, and that company's like I think Uber owns it, but they haven't put their name on it. But it's very cheap transportation. So one KD is one Kuwaiti dinar equals $3.25 USD. So just keep that in mind. So most of the rides here are between 1 to 3 KD, depends on how far you're going within 10 kilometers or 15. If you go outside, I think outside of like 10, you'd be like playing like 4 KD, which is about 12, $13 roughly USD. Um, Anything outside of that, you're paying like about 10 KD for a ride that's far out, like Quran, um, or north of Kuwait City, which there's really nothing up there but camels and dirt and dust and desert. What else you asked? What was another question?
And brother, so brother, do you ever take like public transportation there in Kuwait? If so, what
No.
do you normally?
It's crazy because I had a friend told me that I should take it, and I'm like, I have no reason to because I'm not interested in going on a bus, me personally. I'd rather take a cab, taxi, or a comfortable taxi ride, which is like the bigger car rides, which is again is cheap. So if I ask for like a luxury car, you get like a Kia K5 will pull up, or maybe a Mercedes or a Lexus and things like that. And it's roughly around 3 KD, 2 to 3 KD, depends on how far you're going. It's well worth it, especially if you want to be, you want to be a nice open up space in the car. And the smaller cabs are only Corollas. I think it's Toyota Corollas. Um, gas, I think gas is like 1 KD, is like $3 and change for like maybe the whole half a tank or the whole tank. Sometimes depends on what gas station you go to.
Awesome, awesome interview so far, bro. But let me ask you, so is Kuwait cash or is it cashless?
Both,
Okay.
both. Most of the time is cash. They're integrating a lot of cashless systems right now. There's one that I don't have. I think you have to have a KD bank, Kuwait bank account to get one. And they send you a link. I guess you put how many you want to, send to the other person. They accept it. They get the money and whatnot. But as far as that, it's cash. You can pay with your card, of course. They have the um the systems you could tap your card onto. You could tap, you could swipe. You use Visa, Mastercard. I don't use my Mastercard, my credit card here like that because sometimes it wouldn't go through, and some systems don't take Mastercards, but most of them do. Most of them take Visa. Certain things online, for example, if you want to pay for like you want to go do a VR, like like I went to a VR what they call a VR open gaming area, and I couldn't pay online because it only took Kuwait uh, cards. They didn't take American cards, but you can definitely pay in person with your card or cash.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. But Robert, tell me about food, right? Is Kuwaiti food tasty? If so, what is your favorite Kuwaiti cuisine?
Ugh, my Kuwaiti food is really good. So the thing here is everyone loves to eat. They love to eat They love to eat sweets, cake, ice cream, you name it, they're eating it as if it's sweet. Um, they love trying different dishes. Uh, and it's guaranteed you can get definitely get different dishes here. Depends on what restaurant you go to. Most restaurants you go to, they're gonna have um, this is from the Philippines, this is from America, this is from Mexico. All depends on where you go. There's a new restaurant that opened up not too long ago. It's a barbecue Americanized spot. I have Americanized food, ribs, and all of that stuff. If you like those stuff, is there. They have another one that I love to go to, which is called Early Bird, the best breakfast ever. But and they really focus on their cooking. Um, I would say the Kuwaiti food to get to Kuwaiti food, you have to maybe go to like a personalized event. There's some places that do have Kuwaiti food, but I don't really too much go to those places unless someone would invite me to their place. So they will bring, like they'll bring their food and be like, try this. Most of their food is eaten with their hands, so you could the rice and the meat and everything is in one. Eat with their hands, stuff like that. But overall, the food is amazing here. Amazing, especially the drinks, the fruit drinks. There's no alcohol here, so you can't drink any alcohol. But they do a lot of fruit drinks, a lot of like mango juice, mango mint, avocado mint, things like that. Pineapple, um, peach. It's really good. Watermelon, love it.
Awesome, bro. So now, brother, cost of living is very important. So when you compare cost of living to where you're from in America or America in general, is Kuwaiti cheaper? Is Kuwaiti more expensive? Break down cost of living for me, brother.
The cost of living here is cheap. It's cheaper than America. The cost of living here is like America in 2012 to 15, 16 maybe. So it's before inflation, I would say, before inflation start taking effect. Um, for example, I like hookahs. I'm a shisha guy. I'm a hookah guy. As Young Villain would tell you in the chat, um, the hookahs here, everybody does a hookah. Most places has hookahs. Some don't, but most have hookahs. I like hookahs. So I compare the hookah prices here to the one in the States. In the States, you go to a regular hookah spot, you're paying about 25 bucks for that hookah. Here, you're paying about $3, literally 3.5 KD, maybe $5, $6, which is still cheap. Or if you even the plates of food, you get a big plate of food for about 2.5 KD, which is about again not still three times, yeah, like $9 max, maybe $8, $7. And you're getting chicken, a real chicken, not no fake, chemicals, rice, things like that. Um, what else is I would say the apartments is cheaper. You get again, you get what you pay for. So if you want a nice space, like the space that I'm living in, I have an upstairs and downstairs. You pay the price what it used to cost in the States, which is crazy because I'm looking at the price now. I'm like, damn, it's the same price back like 10 years ago. So that's a good thing. So you can save money here, you can invest your money. There's no excuse. Doesn't matter how much you get paid, as far if you're an American, you can save money, you can invest your money, um, and you can also go out and enjoy it every day as much as you want because its cost limit is very low. Certain places are close to walk. You can walk certain places. It's not that far. Kuwait is not that much of a big country. It's very compact. So places are close by. Like I said, cab rides are between $3 and $8. Depends on how far you're going.
Amazing, brother. So you're saying you get paid very well, high pay, and no cost of living in Kuwait. That's a good deal.
Well, I would say above average of Americans. The least I would say I'm just giving the average. maybe after 50,000 a year, you can still live a good life here as a single person. Of course, people gets paid more money. Depends on what jobs you're doing and what position you're in, as far as supervisors and up. um, so it's still able to save money, spend money. It's also easy to spend money here and go broke if you're not careful. There are still those vices like there's anywhere else in the world. There's vices here, just like there is in America, but it's more in a secret type level, like, more clandestine level.
Amazing, amazing intel. So, brother, next question for you, right, is cell phone roaming. So, are you like using an American company, or are you a Kuwaiti company for cell phone roaming?
Um, I would say if you use an American company, you're gonna be paying high fees because they're gonna charge you roaming fees. They're gonna give you like 500 minutes for free, international minutes, and then after that you pay like 20 something cents, maybe a dollar, $3 per minute. It's not worth it. I would say get a Kuwaiti. I would say get a company that's here like Orido, which is a new, technically new for contracts. I think the contract you'll get starting off is 2 years contract. As if you stay here that long, or you can get a Zane contract, or not contract, but Zane minutes or STC. The service is not bad, but it's not that good either. But overall, you get connection. You can log in anywhere, and they give you a Wi-Fi puck, or what you call a router. You pay for minutes, and they give you, roaming minutes and stuff like that, like 500 GB, to 1,000, depends on how much you buy, and it's fairly cheap. You can get like, I think, 100 GB, 7 KD, which is like $21 USD. So would you want to pay $21 versus a contract in the States, which is like 100 something dollars, or even $60? You're still getting cheaper here.
Amazing. So, Baba, do you have to balance? So, let's say you're on contract in America with your phone and your service, and you move to Kuwait. Do you have to buy a new phone in Kuwait to use that Kuwait contract, or do American phones come unlocked a lot of the time? So you just switch out the SIM.
It's better to have an unlocked phone here. If you come from America, you could get a lock. You could either bring an unlocked phone from America and connect it, or you can get a Rito, which is a contract as well. But it's better to have an unlocked phone. If you do not want to buy an unlocked phone, you will, use your Wi-Fi, and you could pick up Wi-Fi pretty much anywhere, or you can carry your own Wi-Fi service around.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, Baba, tell me about safety there. Is Kuwait safe in the nighttime, daytime, being with friends, being by yourself, walk around with a woman?
It's safe
Is it? Go on.
24/7.
Hmm.
Safe 24/7. It's a safe country.
Wow.
Safe
Okay.
country.
Thank you. Okay. What about racism? Have you experienced that in Kuwait? Is that a problem? Any N-words said towards you, or other black men, institutional racism, any sort of racism,
None.
Dababa, any sort of looks?
Does not exist. Does not exist here, unless, I mean, if there's personal situations, but is not. I don't. Me personally, let me speak from my perspective. I don't. I haven't experienced any. Um. So fortunately, again, I'm American, right? American passport and things like that. They don't bother you. They don't look at you like that. And it's not to say racism is like saying, I mean, Kuwaitis are black too, like, so like they look at you like, yo, your brother, like same complexion. You might get a lot of Kuwaiti. They don't really care about that. I don't think they look at skin color at all. I think they look at more like class, and background. And also they're very smart people. So, you can just having high intellectual conversations with another Kuwaiti. I don't think there's any kind of racism here. Now, there might be some racism within certain jobs that people come from different countries, and I've heard stories again. If you check the Reddits, you're gonna get good and bad in the Reddits, good and bad. So personally, no. But again, I think racism is everywhere. It's just not it's just not out there on public like it is in America. It's not like, look, this person is black and this person is white and this white person said this to this black person. It's not that. There's none of that here. No, it doesn't exist. I don't think it exists at all. And if it do, I
Okay.
wouldn't know about it.
So, but let me ask you about um, how bad is American influence in Kuwait?
How bad is it? What?
How bad is American influence in the media, society, how they're thinking? Is there a problem there?
Now we get into some stuff. American influence will always be American influence. I think American biggest export is influence, not war. Definitely not war, not violence. We have influence, and I think again to blame us, right? Us, we pretty much are ahead of that. We in forefront of that. So, um, like for example, influence. I'm walking down. It's a place called Old Souk. One of the guys in the chat will tell you about Old Souk. Old Souk, you walk down. It's like a walkout, like a outside mall, right? I used to live on South Beach, and I used to live in the outside mall. And if you've been to South Beach on Lincoln Road, there's it's like a whole strip, and it's a mall, outside mall, right? And Kuwait at nighttime, they're nighttime people, so they'll come out at night, they'll shop, they bring their families, their kids, they'll be outside at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. Kids are playing outside, literally. And I remember I was walking down. It was a Friday night. I just came from work. I'm about to go shop, and I'm about to get me a suit. And I'm walking out with my suit to go to the hookah lounge to go, have a smoke, whatever. And a couple of teens, Kuwaiti teens, came to me and was like, "Excuse me, sir, Mister, I like your hair." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." So, like, how do you do that? I said, "Yeah, this girl did it for me." And they was like, "Oh, can you give me her number?" And it's a Kuwaiti boy. He must have been like about at least 16 years old. And he said he wants to get his hair done like mine because he sees it online on TikTok. TikTok is the main thing here, and then Instagram, then Facebook, but TikTok is the thing here. So they are on TikTok looking at us, right? Our hair. One guy was like, "Oh, Pop Smoke, like a Kuwait, no Pop Smoke." I'm like, "Yeah, he lived in my block. I know that guy is." Um, so the influence is very high here when it comes to American, Americans. We pretty much, I think we run that all over the world. I think your next question was, um, how does it affect
How
the
bad
people?
is
You
it?
said, right? How
How
bad is
bad
it?
is influence? Yeah.
Bad meaning like bad, like is it really like
So
is it
in
bad,
what
like
way?
negative or
Yeah. So for me, I see American influence as feminism, right? Trying to break up the family structure, trying to push rainbow agenda. I've got to keep it PG. I've
no?
got to keep it coded there. Is that
I
kind of bad
understand.
influence? Is that kind of bad influence
Um,
happening in Kuwait?
no, that agenda does not have life here, and if it does, it's within doors. So again, it's an Islamic country, so I guess they follow Islam first, then state. So I would say, by the way, I'm Muslim myself. Um, it's not it's not
Feminism, the whole
no,
stuff
it's not
there.
permissible to
Mm.
promote your sins, right? We can't promote
Mm.
our sins online and stuff like that. So whatever they do is kept inside indoors. Yes, there are stories of that, right? I'll tell you a story when I went to Iraq when a guy said men are for fun and women are for making babies.
What the flip?
Yeah, that's not everybody though, and that's not most. What I'm saying is he said that because he wanted me to be aware of what I'm going to see out there in Iraq, which I did see something like that, right? And um, that's small pockets. Now, as far as if it's a main thing, is not here in Kuwait. Um, if it is, it's indoors. I wouldn't know about it, but It'll be indoors, behind closed doors. Um, how bad is it? Influence from Americans. So again, Kuwait is not the majority of people here are not Kuwaiti, right? They are the minority, but they make sure and keep their laws in place and keep their people first. As far as expats, I would say with certain pockets of people, the influence is there because they share TikTok videos, and most of the videos are from America. So you might get a girl that shared a video like, what men should do and all the gifts that they want. And I would say stuff like, well, that's not your problem because you never been to America. So why are you sharing this video? I would pull them up real quick. Like, do you know how to go on dates with American guy? Or do you even go on dates in your country? And they'll say no. I'm like, okay, so why are you sharing this video? It just shows that the influence is there and they are looking. They're looking at everything we're doing.
Okay, interesting. So, brother, the whole agenda stuff, right? It's not the majority. It's not common. It's very small, indoors, hidden, but out there and open. It's not there. So, majority of Kuwaitis do not move in their gender lifestyle. Feminism, rainbow stuff. It's
No,
not going to be good.
no,
Good.
nah, nah, nah. This is a family-oriented place. They definitely put family first. As if that lifestyle of what America's going on with, I'm taking a good breather right now. It's good to relax, sit back and look at families, kids playing outside. They're not on their freaking, iPads swiping left and right all day. They're actually playing outside, skating around on their bikes, playing tag, run up and down, how the kids do. It's not like America. Again, it's family oriented. Yes, you can have people going on dates. Yes, people are definitely hooking up, but it's not pushed out there as like this is what we do. This is not that.
Awesome, bro. So, bro, next question for you, brother, is tell me about lifestyle. So, you as a brother living in Kuwait, what's your lifestyle like? Are you living a high class lifestyle, middle class, lower class? Break it down for me.
Upper class. I'm all right. I'm gonna say I'll say upper middle class. I'm living all right. I'm good. I can see my money. My money's. I'm not worried about spending my money and how am I gonna get paid next week. I'm not worried about that at all. Lifestyle as far as again, people work here. Is work, home, work, home, work, home, work, home. Until a day that comes where they start relaxing some laws and things like that, then cool. But right for right now, just working home. Now, if you go out in between that and you go out, that's on you. Um, someone said the nightlife here is lounges, coffee lounges, restaurants. Now there might be places you can visit, like family oriented places where you can carry the kids. They have yoga classes here. I believe I've seen a yoga class. I've seen a salsa class in Kuwait City. I went to sign up to. Last week I went to I Fly indoor skydiving. Um, took some lessons there. I think I'm gonna go back next week to do some more lessons, and then I'm gonna go skydiving before the summertime comes in because when it gets too hot, you can't skydive. So I'm gonna try skydive before April, maybe before April. If I can do that, I will. Um, the lifestyle for other expats could be different. Usually they work and go home. They work and go home. They have long hours. After work, they want to go home. They get paid only so much money and then they send money back home to their family or to their kids. People go home on vacations and they come back after they're going for like a month. Some go home for a month paid vacation, come back, work, go home. Here again, the Kuwait dollar is more than the US dollar. So I guess on this side of the hemisphere, it's seen as a beacon of where you can go work. Um, there's a documentary out there. You could check it out with on Oman. of people, sponsors going out there and getting people to work, come to their country and work. Again, there's no alcohol here. You can't drink alcohol. You can't smoke weed. You can't have no narcotics, nothing like that here. It's illegal. You will get locked up, uh, and even deported. Most of the time, you get deported. Um, so that's the lifestyle here. Dating lifestyle. Let me touch on that or no?
Not yet, bro. Not yet. It's coming soon, brother. It's
Okay.
coming soon. But can I ask you? So, what's the lifestyle of the average Kuwaiti person? I'm guessing so they don't work. They get paid by the government. So, are they spending a lot of money, living high class lifestyles,
Oh
millionaire
yeah,
lifestyles? Mm.
yeah, yeah. The Kuwaiti, it's themselves. Yeah, they go out, they shop, they're having a good time with their family. Um they spend. There's Gucci here, Prada. I went to the mall today. Balmain, Prada, Gucci, YSL, you name it, they have it. They even have things that I've seen a watch today cost like I believe it's 2,000 something KD, which is like maybe $6,000 to $9,000 USD. So there's like they got it, I've seen they got Ferraris here, they have Aston Martins here, they're living good lot, high paid lifestyles. And of course you're gonna have the others like my other expats, Americans that have the regular, modern cars, up to date cars and things like that. But um, that's pretty much the lifestyle. The cars here overall, it kind of tells you about the median of I guess how they're getting paid. It's like 2016, 2017 cars. So you might see like a 2017 Benz, 2017 Lexus, 2016 Corolla, things like that.
Amazing, amazing, brother. So, brother, next question for you, bro, is so you're living there. What keeps you entertained? So tell me things to do there, hobbies. Are you going to the anime shop every weekend? Joking, but tell me what you can do there as hobbies. In
Hobbies.
Kuwait, bro. Yeah,
My hobby is smoking hookah. I love hookahs. My other hobby is working on my event. So I'm doing a 2-day event soon. I don't want to promote it so much, but doing a 2-day event soon in the States in Central Florida. It's a big event, Afro Beats event. But my hobbies is just doing that, working on that, smoking my hookah. And I will, occasionally probably go on a date or two, but it's not an everyday thing or every week thing. Um, Other people might have different hobbies. I like to go. As a matter of fact, some occasions I will go to a shooting range. I went to a shooting range recently. Go to like pro kart racing. Um, I fly. I went to last week. Um, I'm gonna go skydiving soon. There's other VR places you can visit, like real VR places. Uh, well, there's things to do. Salsa. I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing that. And I guess these places you can meet people too, and you could go to places where they have different countries will bring like their food, and you could walk through and you could test different food and different cultures and stuff like that, and paintings and drawings and things like that. So it's things to do, and they also like an ATV places you could go ride your ATV, your buggies and stuff like that. Couple of camel things you could go and ride a camel, horses. There is a beach here, but it's not like promoted as much. But there's a beach and a boardwalk, and there's like activities for families to do and things like that.
awesome, brother. Brother, tell me about language. So you're saying English is okay. All you need is English. You ain't got an Arabic, right?
Say it again. The last part.
Language, brother. Language. So
Hmm.
English is that okay to speak there? Do the majority of people speak English, or do we have to learn
Yeah.
Arabic? Okay.
So they say 80% people here speak English, but there's mostly in your everyday interaction and everyday commute, you're gonna be interacting with Indians. They have their own language, and Filipinos. I think most Filipinos speak English. Um, Most Indians don't, even though some may, they don't want to speak English. Kuwaitis overall that I've met spoke English with no problem, like fluent. Um, but if you're interacting with just the Indians and Filipinos and things like that, you start seeing that not everyone speaks English, and most Indians speak Arabic as well. And you have Africans here. Fun fact that I've never heard anyone say ever online on YouTube, which I'm disappointed in, and people that go to Africa, passport bros that say they're passport bros. I wish they would just not go just for the fun and start going for the education and for the knowledge because 80% of Africa speaks Arabic. 80% of Africa speaks Arabic. 80%. 80%. I cannot stress that. And it's surprising to me because I've noticed within my interaction with Africans here, they speak Arabic. And then you have some of the languages that they speak has Arabic words. And so when you converse with them, and then you might go out with them on a nice little to go to a restaurant, and you're in a cab with them, you start realizing that they understand what the cab driver is saying because most cab drivers will say, "Oh, Arabia," and they'd be like, "Nam," yes, like I speak Arabic, whatever, and they speak Arabic, and you'd be like, "Wow, you're from Ethiopia, you speak Arabic, I didn't know that," or "You're from Kenya." A lot of Kenyans here. You're from Uganda. You got Cameroon. They all speak Arabic. Surprisingly, I didn't even know that. I just found that out like last 2 weeks ago.
Wow. So, brother, let me ask this right. So you mentioned Indians, Filipinos, right? But I'm not sure if you are still in touch with news in America. But there's been a lot of pushback against H-1B visas. People are saying that Indians come to America, they bring their racism, they bring their caste system over there. We know that in their culture and country, they're done on dark skinned people, and they do a lot of nepotism where they only hire their own people for these top jobs. Now in Kuwait, brother, right? What's been your experience with non-Kuwaiti people, particularly Indians? Do you feel some sort of racist elements coming from them, racist vibes from non-Kuwaiti people? And be real with me, brother.
No, they see again. If they see me, like when they see me, they'll ask a question. You African? Not African. They'll try to try to scale it. Like African? No, I'm like no, not African. American? Oh, okay, American. And even if before even ask you the question, they look at you and they'll know that you're American because how you dress, how your hair is, things like that. Of course, how your feet. It's something with the feet. I think in every culture, they look at your feet. Like women look at your feet, and they can tell this is an American person or this is an African person. Why? Because some Africans that come here, they will have their sandals on, open shoe or whatever, open slippers, and they can tell like he's an African person. They look at your hair next. Okay, how his hair is, he got to be American because his hair is this way. But sometimes you just know because they could just tell, right? They have certain features that, like I guess I carry certain features that they're not too sure of because of my hair is long. So they're like, African, not African. But again, they look at you and they don't base it off of the skin color, is more off of class. Like, okay, if he's American, that must mean I must treat him a different way. For example, it could be a good way and a bad way. And the bad way to me is they would like look at you and be like, if they're a cab driver and you say, yeah, I'm gonna go to this place, they'll say, oh, I'm gonna charge you two KD more than I would charge an African person because you're American. And I think that you don't know the actual prices, so I'm gonna charge you more. I think this is most countries anyway. They'll just charge you more because you're American and we like to spend money, so they just charge you more, and they think you're dumb. So I guess it's a normal thing, but that's what it is. That's how they treat you. As far as Filipinos, to keep it PG, I don't like Filipinos like
Whoa.
that. I'm not attracted. Not no no. I mean, I'm not attracted to them. Let me
Yeah.
clarify that. I'm not attracted to Filipinos. Um, Hello. Let me just respond to one guy real quick. Brian, I'm not pulling numbers out of my behind. This is a fact, bro. 80% of Africans speak Arabic. They may not tell you because you don't speak Arabic. And if you do speak Arabic, try them. And they might not tell you that even because they want to know what you're talking about. A lot of them speak Arabic. And if they don't speak Arabic, it's from like outside areas of the city. And that's fine. That's cool. My father's side is African. But anyway, one other story. Uh, so as far as Filipinos, I don't deal with them like that. Of course, they have their stores out here, and they serve everybody, and they talk English. If they like Americans, I guess they do. It's older guys that have been here before me. Um, they have good things to say about Filipinos. Of course, there's horror stories out there about them wanting your money and love bombing you and stuff like that. But I think that's everywhere as well. So um, Indians, I don't really. I just deal with them as far as cabs. I like work with them. They're very smart people, by the way. Very, very, very smart. They look at everything you do. They pick up really fast on things as well, and they're very curious. Um, we got Indonesian people here, Nepal people here, but those start coming in. Africans, Kenyans, a lot of Kenyans here, a lot of Ugandans here, Ethiopians here, some Tanzanians, some South Africans here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So, Baba, let me ask this right. So, um, Baba, tell me about the weather, in Kuwait year round. Is it very hot every day? You get some cold spells? Tell me the weather.
it's cold right now. It's about 60 degrees outside right now. It gets cold is about, let me speak in Celsius because people out here. Celsius. Oh shit. Like 25 Celsius, 20 Celsius, 18 Celsius. The hottest will be out here in the summertime, I think is like 48, about 120 degrees, 130 degrees. Um, it's cold right now. It's chilly. It's not cold. It's chilly. Tomorrow might be like 47 degrees, 20 Celsius, things like that. It gets cold, but it doesn't snow. I don't think it snows here.
Okay. Awesome, bro. So, brother, now next question for you, brother, right, is um so remote working, right, and the landscape for IT bros. So, brother, from what you see there, so brother, for me to remote work in a country, I need a strong internet connection, and I need this is a bonus here, uh, a great remote working landscape. So, brother, how's internet connection there in Kuwait, first of all?
Internet connection is pretty good. Like right now, yeah, it's not. Right now, it's good. Sometimes, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Every now and then, you will have a blackout. Like they will say, "Oh, the services is down right now. You might not get a connection for like 2-3 hours before it comes back online because the cables are in the sea, right? And so I guess when passing boats pass by, they cut the cable or something like that, or whatever it may be. They cut a cable and say the cable, the system is down. Use alternate services for now until it runs comes back on. So, but that's like maybe every 3 months, every 2 months, that might happen.
Okay.
But it's
And brother, you're saying,
overall
go on.
not. I was gonna say overall is pretty strong. If you're doing remote work and maybe the hours wherever you're working from hours are 8 hours before, like Kuwait is 8 hours ahead of America's time. I think it's like an hour ahead of the UK. So it's pretty
Yeah.
much in sync with the UK, not too far off. It's in sync with Ethiopia, same hours Ethiopia. Depends on where you're at, of course. So if you're working from a company from the UK, I think you'll be all right. You'll be fine. If you get up early in the morning time, you log on and you do your thing online, you should be straight. Most of the time, the service will start cutting off around like 6, maybe 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, but it'll come back on. So to me, it's good to have. And that's my timer. That's okay. To me, it's good to have uh two services that you're connected to, like STC and Zane, which is two systems you can connect to do your work and stay connected and whatnot. Most of the time, if you want to call someone, most people work through WhatsApp. Only WhatsApp. WhatsApp because it's free. You don't have to waste your minutes. You call somebody through WhatsApp because it's free.
So, brother, let me ask this right. So, there's a huge IT opportunity there in Kuwait. Is that what you're telling me?
If you're working remotely, now there might be some jobs here that's hiring for me. I'm not sure. I don't know any jobs that Kuwait is looking for. Maybe they are. I'm pretty sure they has jobs that they're probably looking for, like people from the outside and things like that. But I don't know if you want to go through an American company. You can because there are lots of jobs doing IT. So I would say do that because a lot of people I met a guy from Russia that works here. I think he does IT, and it's through the American company that I work with. Um, and I seen a guy from Italy, Russia, France. I see a couple of French people, um, maybe a couple of Africans or two. It depends on what the jobs on IT. So all depends.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, next question for you, brother, is tell me the bad parts about Kuwait that you don't like.
The bad part. I gotta be careful what I say in this country. The bad parts about Kuwait that I don't like. Wait, what you mean? The things in Kuwait that I don't
Yes.
like?
Yeah, that you're living there. Yeah. So, what do you like from what you observe and your experience there? What are things you don't like?
Oh man. Okay. The things that I'm not used to. I'm not used to not going places and not hearing music that I like. Most of the music that they play is no music or their music, or you might get some Egyptian music. Um, they are again, some places are modernized, some are not. So you might go to a place they play a couple of Afro beats. They might play a hip hop song or two, but you won't hear death, kill, kill, kill all day. Definitely not. You're gonna hear Habibi in your ears all day. All right, that could get annoying sometimes, but it's all right. It's fine. I'm cool with it. Um, cabs. I have a big problem with the cab drivers. They lie a lot. they, they try to get money out of you. But that's I guess every cab. I think every freaking country does that. Let me see what else. Oh, the driving is horrible here. Traffic. They drive cars like it's bumper cars out here, so you got to be careful. Um, what else? I mean, to keep it PG. I think that's it. I think that's really about it. As everything else, I'm pretty fine with it. I'm at a point in my life where I don't have to go out and hear certain songs, even though I do events. Right? I'd rather make money from events, not go to an event. That's my thing.
Okay. Okay. So, now, brother, out of 10, what would you rate Kuwait so far? 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 maybe 10 out of 10. And tell me why you rate that country that number.
I would rate Kuwait a 8 out of 10 for family. If you want a family, and or you have a or you want to you would like. Oh, for example, this is a good thing. I say if you want to get out of where you at and go overseas to work, I would say come here. Why? Why you come here? Two things. Or one main thing is the currency is more than the US, and you live above, the market value. You basically living good. You live pretty decent. Um, and you can go to Africa. It's right there, literally 3 hours away. Ethiopia is 3 hours away. Tanzania is 6 hours away, something like that. South Africa is right there. Everything is right there, right on this side of the world. I would think, and from what I heard from an African, yo, Kuwait is the hub of this side of the world because you can pretty much make money here if I guess if you come from a certain part of your village or wherever else you can make money and send back home. People come here to connect to a different country. So they might come in through one sponsor and get to another sponsor and go to a different country, like Oman, Saudi, things like that, Dubai. Some people came from Dubai to Kuwait, Kuwait to Oman, back to Kuwait. Now, why they come here? I guess the jobs are available. And again, everything to me is close by here. For example, if I'm in the USA, all the flights are freaking like 24 hours plus, 12 hours plus. You get what I'm saying? So um, if you would like to do that, it's a good place to make money, to gather your thoughts, to see where you're gonna go at next, to see what you want to do in life next. It slows you down. It slows you down a bit. It helps you know who you are and how you treat people that are of lower status and people that even of higher status. So it kind of puts you in a place where, all right, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to go. Right. Again, that's an 8 out of 10 for me. Um, as far as relationship wise, I wouldn't consider it to come here for a relationship, even though you can meet people here and you can meet women here that's from different countries. And if you decide to take it further, then you can, but that's up to you because most of their contracts are 2 years plus. So if you want to stay here 2 years plus and you like that girl and you might want to marry her or whatever, fine, stay here for another 2 years or either year and you make something happen. It's not hard to do it. It's not hard to do
Can
a
I ask,
business here.
brother? Oh,
Huh?
so carry on, brother. Yeah, so the business part. Come on, bro.
But it also is difficult because you have to have a sponsor. I believe the laws have changed to 49.50, something like that, or 51.48. It depends on uh, the contract you have with the sponsor. The sponsor, of course, has to be a Kuwaiti. I read the laws. It has to be a Kuwaiti person, and you have to have a lawyer. It's also Kuwaiti, and you have to have a proposal and also over 100K in the bank. Depends if you have it or your sponsor has it. Now that's between you and your sponsor. And then you got to meet a lawyer, and then you create this business. Now there's loopholes and stuff like that, but I know that's what the law is. That's what I read in the online on the government website. So it's not easy, it's not hard, but it's a bit difficult, and it takes time.
Awesome, man. So yes, yes, you need to have basically a business partner that's Kuwaiti, and I think either one of you own 50% or 51% of the business, and I respect that. Put your people first in that country. So they're doing the right thing, in my opinion. People say it's too conservative, but always put your people first, in my honest opinion. So
Right.
on to woman pop about it for our last 15 minutes. Okay, brother, are Kuwaiti women checking heavy for brothers?
I gotta be careful what I say, man.
Be real with me, brother. From what you see, from what you
One day they'll
observe.
look back and be like, "Remember this video right here?" Let me tell you something. Kuwaiti women are not checking. If they are checking, they're more modernized. So let me give you my experience. I met a Kuwaiti girl here. They came up to me, her mother and herself came to me and greeted me and say, how long you been here? I like American guys. You're handsome, and thank you. You give them respect. You don't be slick or give them cat calls, nothing like that. Just thank you, appreciate that. Shukran, shukran. But that means thank you. Um, um, of course, the greetings that they greet you with, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and you continue a conversation. Now, if they're checking for you, again, they're more modernized, right? They're not so much traditional. Now, if they're traditional, it's inside the walls. There's some modernized families here that lives like American families. I've seen some out and about. but they do keep it their hair covered, of course. Some will have their hair out, you know, regular clothes on, things like that, but they're not revealing any skin. Um, uh, put like this: who is not checking for us though?
You just said
Who is not
Kuwaiti
checking
woman.
for us? Yeah, no,
You
no,
just
no,
said
no,
Kuwaiti
but
woman.
no. I know I'm saying it like traditionally no, but they still are, right? They still are. But the problem is this: my personal experience from what I've gathered is that they can't marry outside of a Kuwaiti a Kuwaiti person. They can't marry outside because they'll get disowned. So the ones that are more modernized and they don't go by that, then they might just marry outside and they might deal with a American guy, which is I think rare. I haven't really seen much out here like that. So, but I have seen a Kuwaiti couple of Kuwaiti girls, you know, talk to American guys, but that's you know here nor there. Most American guys would deal with the Filipinos and some Africans. I'll say
So,
that.
brother, so if a brother was to live in Kuwait, right? Be honest with me, brother. What are his dating options in Kuwait? So basically, we can rule out the majority of Kuwaiti ethnic women. So you're saying you got Filipinas who are an option, you got African chicks who are an option. Is that it?
Yeah, you got because so there's different nation of people out here. The most prevalent ones are Filipinos, um, uh, Indians, Africans, which is Kenyans, Ugandans, Ethiopians, some South Africans. What else? Am I missing something?
What about Japanese, Korean, brother? Are they out there?
You might get a Korean or two, but they don't stay for long. They just come for as
Mm.
tourists. They don't stay for long, and it depends on what they come for. So I really don't ask. It's not me personally. I don't. I'm not looking in their face and be like, yeah, she's a Japanese or she's a Korean because I can't tell the difference sometimes. Sometimes they kind of mesh. They kind of mesh. So it's like you don't want to just go up and be like, hey, what's up? Where you from? Like, you know, you want to be respectful because sometimes they'll shy away. You know, you just don't want to just walk up to them and scare them off like that. Um, in this country is kind of not like what you see on when you go to their country and they're like, oh, black guy, come here. Oh my God. Like it's not there here. It doesn't do that. No, not that. Someone
Wow.
someone compared it to North Korea. No happiness here. It's crazy. But I mean, no, listen, it's not a bad place to be because it's coming out of its shell. And it's gonna be one of the biggest places you're gonna see in another few years. Promise you that.
Well, in terms of influence or in terms of money?
Both, um, both. They just had the games here between Bahrain, Kuwaiti, football games and stuff like that. See, so they're gonna more focus around that to bring more tourists in. They're also building a entertainment center or entertainment city. Sorry, they're building an entertainment city. There's also two extra cities here that no one is in. There's is vacant. There's no one in there, and they're building those places up for tourists and people to move into and things like that. This entertainment city, the city by itself, which is going to have nightclubs. I think gonna have, of course, night lounges. You're gonna have event spaces where you can have concerts and things like that, amusement parks and things, aquariums. So it's gonna be a lot of things happening for Kuwait. They just found some more oil not too long ago, so it ain't going on. They got money.
Wow, interesting. So it looks like dating options will be down to African chicks, Filipina chicks, because I'm not dating no Indian chick. Now, Baba, what about expat women? I'm guessing there's American women out there, there's European women out there, there's British women out there. Do you see Black American men indulge in them?
Yeah. Well, I know I'm gonna keep it.
Or sorry, Baba,
Yes.
actually, or
The answer is
or
yes.
sorry, Baba, do you see expat women basically go after Black American men, expat women of all races, right?
Yeah,
One
yeah, of
Black American
course.
men, American,
Yeah,
Australian, European. Is that what you see, bro?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you something though. I really truly wish that American men don't bring their habits here, because what's happening is when you bring your habits here, you leave these people with tummies, right? And bad experiences. And then when I hear it, I'm like, damn, he messed it up for me, or he messed it up for my partner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's you also spreading something that's not good. Now, if you come here and you want to indulge with yourself with the expats, the women and things like that, be honest. Do it on a good note. Be honest. Don't lie. Because when you lie, you look stupid and make me look dumb. You know what I'm saying? You make others look dumb after me. So it's like, don't do that. Just be honest, yo. It's easier when you're honest. Put it like that. People say, oh, women like to hear lies. No, don't lie. Because when you lie, it messes everything up. And then it's closely, everybody knows everybody here, because Kuwait is not big like that. It's a small country. So don't get your profile inside the WhatsApp group, right? Don't do that. Don't get it caught up in there. Now, it could be a good or bad thing. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't do
Bro,
that, because
you're saying that expat women have WhatsApp groups where they share profiles of
they will
expat
share and they
dudes.
will share. They do online dating. They will do it on Badu and Tinder. So, and they will have fake profiles up to protect themselves from whatever stuff they got going on. Some will have this stuff, their real profiles on there, and some are looking for love, and some are looking for, it all depends. And that's like, it's like anywhere in the world. It's like anywhere in the world. But you want to be honest. If you come, you happen to meet somebody and you like them and you want to be deal with them, you can go somewhere with that. But you gotta plan for that. It's always planning, because you're here on contract and they're here on contract. They're not staying here. You're not staying here. And if you want to take it further after that, then so be it.
Okay. So last question here, Japan, is what's the overall dating culture like in Kuwait? Is it very conservative, very liberal, or just give me the overall, what's the dating scene like in Kuwait, brother, from your eyes only?
Hmm. It's fun.
Fun?
It could
Oh,
be it could be fun. It could be interesting too, because you learn different cultures. So you might meet someone and they tell you about their lifestyle back home, and then compare it to yours, and you're like, damn, I got it so good. To be honest with you, if you're born in the West, whether you're born in the Caribbean, the West Indies, the UK, Americas, you're lucky. You're very, 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 very lucky. To answer uh Ernest Shahoda, whatever. Do they want white
huh?
men? Of course, white men want everywhere. Who don't want white men, bro? Like they don't stamp their name in the influence, ether. Like, yeah, we're it. But again, it's not bad, and it's not something that is like talked about here, as far as like in the dating scene is not talked about, because again, everybody works. They go to work, they go home. They go to work, they go home. And if you find time to date in between that, then you find time. That person will say, "Yo, I'm free this day. Are you free? Cool. If not, we could do something else." Or they'll find that balance, and you get to a point. I think as human beings, though, um, we always find time for something. It's just what you find time for. Like, how serious do you take this, person or thing or whatever. We find time for everything. It's time for everything.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Japan, thank you very much for your time, brother. Do you have any closing statements, brother, before we end the stream?
Sheesh. Not really. I would say if you plan on coming to Kuwait, look into it, look online, go on Reddit, ask your friends, or you might know family members that came to Kuwait before. Um, Again, Kuwait is not talked about as much as the other countries because of the laws here is not as open. But when they do open up, I guarantee you'll see more of it because they're investing a lot in the entertainment life as far as the entertainment city and things like that. And I think when that happens, there's going to be a lot more tourists coming in and a lot more businesses coming in. And when that happens, you'll see it. It'll be just like Dubai, quiet, then boom, here we are.
Amazing, amazing, brother. Thank you very much. So, brothers, let me know what you thought about the stream in the comments below. Again, thank you to our guests for chiming in. And Japan, we'll speak soon, okay? Take it easy, bro.
Definitely. I left my Instagram in the chat. So if y'all want to follow me on Instagram, that's my Instagram. You can inbox me, talk to me, whatever. I'm a cool person, man.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Speak soon, okay?
All right, cool. Peace.
All right. Peace, bro. Awesome. All right. That's the brother right there. Brothers, I'll see you on the next video. Look after yourselves. Remember, Python course ends soon. Peace out, okay? Thank you so very, very much.